the guests, welcome all the Toastmasters to our open house. I'm going to give a presentation on Toastmasters. What is Toastmasters? The first time I came to a Toastmaster meeting, I had a little idea what it was. When I attended my first meeting, I saw some polished individuals in suits and ties, and they were very good at public speaking, and I thought this was for people how to learn speaking. I'm not good at speaking. So I was afraid, but I came back the next week because they invited me back. So let me tell you a little bit about what Toastmasters really is, because Toastmasters is an organization that's been around a long time. It's been around since 1924. It's in 126 countries, over 300,000 members. It's a well-established organization. The people in that club had learned to speak good. They didn't start out by being good. They had learned to become better speakers through the Toastmaster program. Toastmasters works by workshops, like certain meetings. We will have events where they tell you how to open a speech, or they could have a presentation where they tell you how to work on becoming a better speaker through involving your audience. Our club meets weekly. Some clubs meet bi-weekly or even monthly. And there's a website online where you can fill in for the meeting roles that you'll see seen here today, which you have the timer, the grammarian. So each person gets to try different roles, but the main thing is to get them up there and speaking in front of the public so that you are not afraid. The hardest part is the few seconds before you speak, so if you can keep practicing getting up and speaking in front of your peers, then you gain self-confidence. It's also about giving prepared or impromptu speeches. We'll have a session called Topics today, which you get a subject that just comes up, and you read the question, and then you have to speak on your feet for 1.5 to 2 minutes on it. And it really helps you think on your feet. You also volunteer for the leadership roles. Our club has board positions. They have open houses or club speech contests. You can volunteer to help out in those contests and learn how to work through meetings and some of the leadership working with others. There's no instructor in a Toastmaster club. We're all equals, all peers. Any person can take on the Toastmaster role. Any person can take on any leadership role if they have the desire and the time to do so. I'm going to talk about the Toastmasters educational program. There's a 2-tier system, communication and leadership, and there's 2 manuals that you get when you join as a member. The communication track is about the public speaking or speaking presentations. There's 10 speeches in this book. Now, Toastmasters is not just about speaking. It's also about leadership, and that would be the club officer roles, the volunteering to take on roles such as an evaluator in a meeting, or as being contest chair, running speech contest. So you can run through 3 different speaking roles. There's the regular speech book, which has 10 speeches. This is the competent communicator. Then when you finish that, you will move on to advanced manuals, which I have here, and I'll show you in a little bit. With leadership, you move up through a couple advanced leader roles until you hit the pinnacle of Toastmasters, which is Distinguished Toastmaster. In the communication roles, as you're working through the speech books, you will work on such things as eye contact, gestures. Each speech has you work on a different skill, such as trying to move around the room. My issue was often that my voice was monotone, so I have to work on getting a louder or a softer toned voice, and so that was my vice. You also work on humor and your delivery. When you go to the advanced communication set, if you finish the 10 speeches, There's 15 manuals here. You can pick speeches by management, humorously speaking, the entertaining speaker, and you'll get 5 more speeches in each manual that you could work on something that's more specific to what you would like to work on. With the leadership track, a lot of the leadership roles are just filling club roles, such as timer will get a role, otter counter will also get credit for one of the leadership roles. Some of these roles teach you to listen rather than talk, because Toastmasters like to talk, but we need to learn to listen and listen for the word of the day. In the advanced leadership program, you take on some more roles. Now, if you go this far, it usually takes a year or 2 for you to get this far. You will be doing presentations in the club about how to give better speeches, how to conclude your speeches, how to begin speeches, and there's canned speech or canned presentation manuals that will help you do that. So it's not a lot, it's not totally all doing it from scratch. The Toastmasters helps you and gives you ideas along the way. Also, with the leadership roles, you may become a club officer to get credit for in some of the leadership roles. You may sign up as a district officer, or you may run a youth leadership program. There's a lot of ways to gain credit. Value. Dr. Ralph Smedley, who is the founder of Toastmasters, said, "Ours is the only organization I know dedicated to the individual." So, we're Lions Club, great club, Ken. Lions Club may be more towards the community. Toastmasters, you can help the community, but it's based on what are your needs, such as, Gito, I would ask you, what are you looking for? You don't need to answer, but we'd ask individual members, what are you looking to get from Toastmasters, and then we can cater it to what they're looking for. What are the advantages to Toastmasters? Well, you have practical presentations. If you've got a presentation at work, you can tailor it to what you want your speech to be about. Let the club evaluate how, what they think you can do better or what they liked about your speech. It's a safe place to make mistakes and learn. We all make mistakes. It's good to be evaluated in the club and gain self-confidence for the future. You have mentorship opportunities within the club. The features about Toastmaster, this is the second slide out of 3 that I'm going to show you. It's a self-paced program. You can go through it as quickly as you want to. You can get through your competent communicator in 1 year, or you can take 5 years to get through it. I would hope that you would do it a little bit faster than 5 years, but it's on your own time. You have impromptu speaking opportunities with Toastmasters. So again, the table topics, which you'll see here. You get to think on your feet, just like some of your office conversations. A lot of it is thinking on your feet. You get participation in leadership through meeting roles. And dues are also very affordable, as we'll go through that in a second. Some of the benefits: develop critical thinking skills. Through Toastmasters, I've learned to make decisions quickly because time often comes up and you have to make decisions. You have to work with people, and a lot of times some people are more pushy than others, and you have to learn to work with all types of people. You become more confident in front of a group. You learn time management skills. You benefit from a supportive environment. So, what is I missed the cost in there. The cost of Toastmasters. There we go. $20 for a new member fee, and it's $45 for 6 months. Now, when I started out, I thought that was a high price because I'm very cheap. But as I've grown in Toastmasters and become I've fallen in love with Toastmasters, and I've joined this is the 6th year I'm in it. So the benefits to me are $45 is very cheap. It's like $1.50 per meeting. And right now, actually, we're not going to have the club dues. The club dues are exempt for new members until the end of December because we're looking to grow the club. And so it'll actually be $36 for 6 months. There's the contact information. Contact me with any questions or see any club officer, and that's about it. Thank you very much.